Hello everyone, this is Claudia here from the Bookkeeping Experts. Welcome back to another tutorial on QuickBooks Online and to 2026. We have a lot to cover in 2026 because QuickBooks has done a complete overhaul of its interface. We're going to be going over the most important items with you, especially the workflow that continues to be the same, but we're going to help you find where everything is. Today we're going to talk about a very popular subject, which is undeposited funds. First of all, what is undeposited funds? Many of you may be wondering, should I use undeposited funds, which is actually named payments to deposit right now. So why should I use payments to deposit or undeposited funds, which is the same thing? And how do you fix errors that happened in the past? That's exactly what we're going to talk about. Okay, so without much further ado, we're going to go straight into QuickBooks Online, and we're going to show you how it's done. Oh, but before we go, if you like this content, please remember to subscribe to our channel. We would like to continue to provide you with information on QuickBooks Online and other business issues or opportunities, but we need you to subscribe to our channel so that we can continue improving and bringing all this content that will help you work with QuickBooks Online, where you can't learn in college, you can't learn in courses online, you just learn on the everyday, and I'm going to help you understand here. So subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up if you like our content, and if you have any question, write down below. So here we go into QuickBooks Online. Here is our banking. How do I get there, Claudia? Now, so on the all apps, you can click over here in accounting, and that's bank transactions. Now, when we want to find out about undeposited funds, we can find it on the balance sheet if there is undeposited funds. So if we go into the balance sheet, we may find those errors right there. Or maybe it's not errors. Maybe those transactions are really just waiting to be cleared. We're going to do this year or this month is fine. Okay. And if we go into undeposited or payments to deposit is the same, we see that there is an amount here. Now, one way for you to see those outstanding payments to deposit is just to click on the plus create. And this is where we fix it as well. And just click on payments to deposit. Now, first of all, any transaction, any payment to deposit that has happened on the past where you already filed taxes, you don't want to change those, because if you already filed taxes, it's done deal. So we're not going to go back. We're not going to dig in there. We're just going to record that into retained earnings. Okay, so I'm going to select those four transactions that happened when I already filed taxes. And this is going to be a zero balance transaction. I can send it to the cash account, and I'm going to change the date to January 2025, because let's suppose that we have not filed 2025, so we can record that into 2025. If you have already filed, it's January. If you already filed, though, you would just put it on the January of the current year. So I put January 1st just so that I can change that. And I select the transactions that are over or outside the current accounting period. And down below where it says add funds to deposit, I'm going to record a deposit that will offset this and send that to retained earnings. So I'm just going to put here customer. It doesn't matter, just so that you can record this. And here I'm going to go ahead and choose retained earnings. And the reason why I am choosing this is because this is something that happened in the past, and I'm not going to change sales. I'm not going to take it out of sales. I'm not going to take it out of anything. I'm just going to say that it's already a done deal. Okay, so I'm going to do a minus, and I'm going to do for the amount that I selected, which is 182,670. Now, I never recommend to do a journal entry to fix undeposited funds. And the reason why is when you do a journal entry, that transaction will always be showing up on payment to deposit. And if you try to deposit that, you're going to be back to the same issue. So you don't want to do that. So that's why we send to retain earnings, or we're going to do a zero deposit somewhere. You see that the total is 0 here, and it's going to be recorded to my cash account, right? I don't want it on my bank account. So it's not that it would show or make any difference on the bank account. It's just because I don't want to see any clutter on my checking account. So I'm just going to go ahead and save a new here. I'm going to leave this open, and I'm going to duplicate this page. First of all, I'm going to show you what is the right workflow in QuickBooks. So I'm going to go to a transaction that I already accepted, and I'm obviously it was accepted incorrectly because we wanted to do to show you how it's done. I'm going to select the date as this year. And I am going to undo this $500. Okay. So it's showing that there's 3 possible matches, but I want to do it on the right process. I don't want to match it to a payment or a sales receipt. I want to match it to a deposit. So this was done on the 10th. So I see that this is the one, $500. Let's suppose that this is the one, but the date is incorrect. So let me change this payment to the 10th. And save and close. Okay. And we're going to go back to bank deposit now and record this deposit. So I'm going to select this transaction that had the wrong payment date. And I'm going to select the date that it was deposited. And I'm going to select that is the checking account. Chase 123. Okay. Now, keep in mind, this is just a sample account. So this is not reality, okay? But we inserted those transactions so we can demonstrate it for you. So I recorded this deposit. I'm going to save a new here. And now I'm ready to match it in the bank feed. So I have the bank feed here. I'm going to refresh that. And I'm going to see that there's 2 possible transactions. And I want to match it to the right one. Okay, this year, 2026. But this is not it. So if I don't see the blue highlight here, okay, what I'm going to do is just I'm going to click on the second match. And the reason why I do the second match is because I'm searching for that transaction because it wasn't there for whatever reason. So then we see that this is the deposit that I want to match it to, and it's the right amount, the right date. Oh, the reason why it didn't show is because I put 2025. So before anything else, let's fix it because I want to show you how it should show up. And I like when things doesn't work out like we would like to work, because this way we can show you how to fix it. Okay, so we're going to go back to that transaction. In order to find it, if I click on the plus new and bank deposit, if I click on the little counter clock over here, I'm going to see that last transaction and I can click on it. That's a shortcut, okay? Makes things easier. So I can go ahead and click on the calendar here, and I can change this date because it's supposed to be 2026 and it's supposed to be on the 10th. And I'm going to save and close. So things like that happen quite often. And now we should see that there will be a match, right? Now there's back to 3 matches. And I click over here. And what I want is to match the deposit, not the sales receipt or the payments. So I can go ahead and select it and match it. Okay. All right, so this is the workflow. So you create the sales receipt or the invoice, then you create the pay. If it is a sales receipt, it goes straight to payment to deposit. So you don't have to record a payment. That's the difference between sales receipt and invoice. And in invoice, you're going to create the invoice, send it to the client send the payment, and then you record the payment to deposit and then record that deposit. So now we're going to do another way to fix. We're going to show you another way to fix it. And this is very helpful if you have already reconciled the bank account and you don't want to undo the reconciliation to go over and do the correct process, the workflow, right? But you still need to fix it. And so this is a different way to fix it. So we have those transactions and we already reconciled the bank account. So how am I going to fix it? I'm just going to go into the bank, accounting, bank transactions, click on the bank and go to posted transactions, put the date. We're looking into this year and we're looking into the transaction, not this one because this one says matched already, but I'm looking for the ones that says sales because they were not matched to anything. So I'm going to click on the blue highlight, which is going to bring me to that transaction. Okay. And I am going to be able to see the transactions that are sitting on payments to deposit. That's why if you are going to fix those undeposited funds, you cannot have the payments recorded to the bank account because you wouldn't be able to see it and fix it like this. So if the payment was recorded to the bank, you still can click on that transaction from the bank feed. And I'm gonna show you how to fix it and send it to undeposited funds. But we're showing here if it was indeed already recorded correctly to undeposited funds. So when I click, I see this deposit here. See where it says add to this deposit means that it wasn't matched to anything. But up above, I see the payments to deposit and I see the transaction that was supposed to be matched to. So what I do is that I'm going to select this transaction, which is a sales receipt with all the customer information here. And when I go to add funds to deposit, I'm just going to click on the trash can to delete that one because it was manually recorded. And this way I'm matching my deposit and I am matching to this sales receipt and I can save and close. And I do not need to undo the reconciliation. See, and it shows that it's matched to payments to deposit unless it doesn't show matched, but at least we're fixing it and we're taking it out of the payments to deposit. So we're fixing that transaction and without having to undo the reconciliation. I always recommend to follow the workflow, but if you have not followed the workflow and have reconciled and you want to get this done, this is one way to get it done in a most efficient way. So we're going to do the same with this, the first one for $1,000, but this one has 2 transactions and that's why it didn't match most likely, right? So what we do, we select those 2 transactions and we're going to delete this 1,000 and now we're matching to whatever happened on the bank, which is showing on the hyperlink on the top left hand side. If I click on it, it shows that the information that came from the bank feed. Okay, we know that it happened on the 5th. I selected both, got rid of the manual transaction here, and I'm going to go ahead and save and close. Now, I want to show you on the reports, on the balance sheet, that we have fixed the issue. So I click on the balance sheet. I put this month, not last month. Okay, and I'm going to go to payments to deposit and now it's 0. Remember before it was 4,000 and something. So as I clear all this payment to deposit, this is 0. And if you want to double check that there's nothing left on payments to deposit, you can click on the plus, create, click on bank deposit, and you see that there is nothing sitting over there, and that's what you want. Okay, because if there's anything here, obviously there is some kind of error. Okay, so we fixed the undeposited funds and we showed you how to do in both ways. So we're going to go back here. Oh yes, before we do it, if you have recorded the payments to the bank feed, I'm going to show you how to fix that. So we're going to go into accounting and we're going to go to the chart of accounts, and I'm going to go to that account, and I'm going to go ahead and view register. If the payment was recorded straight here, it would have shown that it was straight here, and it wouldn't have this green flag. Okay, so I'm going to create one and show you. I'm going to create a sales receipt so you can see. So I'm going to create sales receipt. I'm just going to put my customer or best customer, and I'm going to put it for the 10th, and I'm going to select this. And instead of payments to deposit, I'm going to select the bank account, and I'm going to show you what happens. So I'm just going to save and close. So this is how the error happens. So this is the way you should not do it. You should always send it to payments to deposit. But I know that a lot of you start sending it to the bank account. And then sometimes you match it, sometimes you don't see it because the amount is different, and then you duplicate the sale. All right, so just to make sure, if we click on the plus create, it's not going to be under undeposited funds because you recorded that it was deposited in the bank feed, but you never matched it. So now if I go into the checking account, we're going to see that transaction. If I flip the date here to the most recent, okay, and all these transactions that doesn't have the green flag is because they were manually entered. Okay, the ones that says deposit, I'm not going to worry about that because I enter manually and I fix it. But I just wanted to show you this one. So I recorded this sales receipt straight to the bank. It doesn't show on undeposited funds. I can't fix it. So first, I need to record this transaction into the undeposited funds. I click on the transaction and it opens up for me. So I'm on the bank register. As I showed you, I find the transaction here for best customer. I click on it and I click on edit. It's going to open up that transaction. Under where it says deposit to, I'm going to change it to payments to deposit. And there it is. And I'm going to save and close. Okay, now if I click on the plus create, I'm going to go to bank deposit, and I'll be able to record this deposit and match it on the bank feed like I show you on the first transaction. But this is just a sample, so I just wanted to show you that. All right, so this is how you fix undeposited funds, and I'm going to go back to you. Oh, okay, I'm back. Okay, so this is a very useful tutorial. And I, to tell you the truth, when I first started, I wish I had somebody showing me how to fix it because I had to learn the hard way. But you don't have to because I'm showing you how it's done, right? Once again, please subscribe to our channel. You're going to receive videos like that tutorial that's going to help you with your work, with your business, and keeping those numbers correct, the information correct. You don't want duplicated sales because you're going to end up paying more taxes than what you're supposed to. Not to mention that you are not going to know what's going on in your business. You are overstating sales. So you don't understand, everything gets mixed up, and you're not going to understand your business. So in order to have the right point of reference, you need to make sure that you follow the workflow, especially for income transaction and everything else as well. Match those transactions and fix them and reconcile your account so that you can have the right information and set those goals into the right direction. Thanks for watching. I'm going to be back for more very quickly. And I hope to see you there. And until next time, keep on smiling.